We crawl, with the lightest possible touch of the accelerator pedal, over a boulder-strewn mountain peak just outside of Tucson. We've been driving for a few hours already, through city streets, along the highway, through twisty stretches just outside of Saguaro National Park. But it wasn't until we were pointed skyward, at such a severe vertical incline that we could only barely make out the hands of the trail guide ahead, that we knew Jeep had nailed the 2018 Wrangler redesign. That light bulb moment was punctuated by the screeching steel impact of a skid plate along the jagged edge of a boulder. There's just something that feels right about a vehicle design with purity of purpose. Leave the one-size-fits-all approach to the midsize crossover. Stop attempting to be all things to all people like the midsize sedan. The problem with narrow-minded vehicles, though, is that they all require some sort of significant compromise to live with on a daily basis. With the latest version of the iconic Wrangler, Jeep set out to banish as much compromise as possible. Smoothed out corners and light-weighting materials improve efficiency. A range of engine choices opens the envelope to a larger swath of buyers, and big infotainment screens and backup cameras make the 2018 Wrangler easier to live with than ever before. But that essential purity of purpose remains intact. The latest Wrangler is better in every way than its predecessor, a fact that rings true no matter what type of terrain you're driving on. A casual observer may not notice the subtle exterior tweaks made to the 2018 Wrangler, codenamed JL, over the JK model it replaces. The round headlights, LED units on higher-end models, now cut into the outer two vertical grille slats, which are candid back just enough to make a difference in the wind tunnel. The windshield, too, is swept back further than ever before, but not so much that it messes up the Wrangler's timeless design. Hood and door latches are still externally bolted to the body, crucially allowing the doors and windshield to be removed or folded down for the pinnacle of open-air motoring, like little lumps of clay the designer forgot to smooth out. Vents in the front fenders reduce underhood pressure and keep the hood from rising about at speed as it did on Wrangler models in the past. So picky are Wrangler customers that Jeep's decision to move the turn signals ignited 1,000 threads on internet forums worldwide. What happens when you swap the fenders for greater tire clearance? The aftermarket and Mopar's own parts catalog have that covered. Additional lights, bigger wheels, winches, lift kits, all will be available by the time the first 2018 Wrangler JL rolls off the showroom floor. Jeep knows the Wrangler is a kind of blank slate to its owners, so a bank of auxiliary switches come straight from the factory to make it easier to install accessories. The interior of the 2018 edition is nicer than any Wrangler that has come before. The automotive world has gone digital, and the Wrangler has changed with the times. The gauge cluster has either a small 3.5-inch LCD unit or an optional 7-inch full-color display that can show the current angle at which the vehicle sits, handy when pointed up or down a mountain. An infotainment screen as large as 8.4 inches dominates the center stack, smaller 5 and 7-inch screens come standard. Chrysler's Uconnect system is easy to use, with quick touchscreen interface and duplicate buttons and switches for climate and audio systems. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are available, as is 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot connectivity. And don't worry, grab handles galore have been integrated inside so that there's something solid to hold on to, even when the doors have been removed. Doors, windshield and tops. Those doors are now made from aluminum, making them lighter than before, 47 pounds for the front doors and 34 for the rear, and a molded-in grab handle means they can be handled without fear of dropping them. Jeep actually considered whether it was time to jettison the folding windshield, but ultimately decided if they made it easier to accomplish, more people would do it. And so it takes only 4 bolts, using a tool provided with every Wrangler, and about 5 minutes to completely lay the front glass flat, providing a commanding view of the elements. Wrangler buyers will have several tops to choose from, starting with a standard soft convertible option that eschews old-fashioned zippers for a much simpler tongue and groove setup. We can confirm, having owned a 1990 Wrangler with its standard soft top, this standard soft top is much much easier to remove and reattach than previous design. A hardtop remains available that can be removed in multiple pieces to open the Wrangler up over the driver, front passenger, rear seat passengers, or in its entirety. New for 2018 is an all-new Sky One touch top that is meant to stay firmly attached to the Wrangler at all times. A full-length sliding canvas opening uncovers the entire interior, and the two rear window sections can be removed separately. We have a feeling this is going to be a popular option on the new Wrangler.